But I need something to remind me.
Do you need anything to remind you of Francis, Alice? You have your memories of 5 years of being married to him. You have all the things he wrote, the music he loved. You have so many precious memories, dear. You're going to trade them all for a memory of a mound of flowers on a November day in the rain.
Why, I remember Francis when he came home from the war.
And the day you were married, I remember.
He was so tall.
I remember both of you.
And the time we went to Canada, and it snowed.
You remember Francis, not the flower.
And the springtime in the country with him. And the times he helped me wash the dishes.
Throw the flower away, Alice.
Here, Dean. You throw it away for me. I want to, but I'm afraid. Throw it away, Dean. And let me keep Francis in my heart.
There's an old elm tree beside the road, the biggest old elm tree you ever saw. We'll be walking past it in a few minutes. I'll show it to you, Mr. Thorpe.
You certainly talk as if you loved that woman, Dean.
I did love her. I do love her.
Well, why did you kill her then?
Because I loved her. And because she loved Francis.
I said that was it.
No. You're right in what you said, but you're forming the wrong conclusions, Mr. Thorpe.
How?
You think that I murdered her in a fit of anger because she refused to marry me.
Of course.
Well, that isn't true.
I don't understand you.
I'll explain it all to you.
It doesn't need much explaining to me.
I'll explain it.
Well, what happened? Did your idea about throwing away the flower work?
Yes, of course.
But you're carrying away a flower from her grave.
Yes.
Why?
Perhaps I want my memories of Alice to be that grave out there in the rain.
Adding to your own punishment.
Yes, that's part of it. I realize that I must pay a price for what I've done. I do that gladly. And I mean that. I mean, I'm really glad to pay it. But I hope you will believe me. I want to punish myself even more. But I haven't finished. I've got one more thing to do. That's why I begged you to let me come to the funeral. And why I plucked the flower from her grave.
You're over my head, Dean.
Oh, bear with me, Mr. Thorpe. It's only a little while. That's the big elm tree I told you about. You see it? There's a little street light just beyond it.
What about it?
There's a bus stop just beyond it. We can wait there for a bus if you like.
Yes, I see somebody waiting there now. I think it's a good idea. I'm tired. I wish you'd tell me, though, why you did do it, Dean. Not that it'll make any difference. Not with your confession and all that.
Mr. Thorpe, are you superstitious?
Me? No. It's nonsense.
No, it isn't nonsense. A great many superstitions are founded on fact. A great many.
I don't believe in ghosts, if that's what you mean.
You know, Francis was a writer.
Yes?
A writer of supernatural stories.
I didn't know that.
He had a very thorough understanding of superstitions, beliefs of all kind. He had a large library of source material on that subject.
Did he believe in ghosts?
He was a rational man, Mr. Thorpe. And my very good friend.
All right.
I saw a good deal of Alice in the years since Francis was killed. In the first few months when she was having to reconstruct her life, when she was having to reconcile herself to the fact that she was alone, that Francis was drawn out of her world, I spent a good deal of time with her. And I was gratified that she was taking it very well. She did the house over completely, with the exception of the room he'd used for study. That she left exactly as he'd left it. A typewriter, a stack of paper, the pottery jar full of sharpened pencils, half a pack of cigarettes, and a torn match package. Even the wastebasket crammed full of torn sheets of paper, exactly the way he'd left it. That, she said, was to be her living memory of Francis. And always when I came to visit her, we sat in Francis' study. And the talk was mostly of him.
His publishers called today and wondered what about the book he was working on.
What about it?
I told him it wouldn't be finished.
He only had a few pages to go, as I remember it.
It won't be finished.
I don't think you ought to do that, Alice.
I want it that way, Dean.
Do you still feel... I mean...
I'm very glad you made me throw away that flower, if that's what you mean. It was an ugly thing, bringing it away from there.
Yes.
I'm very content now. It's been hard to make myself realize that, you know, it's not really so bad when there are people around. But at night, alone by myself, I think I've cried myself out, Dean.
I'm glad
You've been an angel.
Well...
You have.
Well, you see, Alice, I love you.
I know you do.
Well, that's all I can say, Alice. I love you. It's a horrible thing to have to say to the widow of my best friend, but...
Widow?
Well, Alice...
Widow, you said.
But Alice...
You call me his widow. I'm not.
Darling.
No. Get away from me. I'm not his widow. Do you hear me? I'm Francis' wife.
Where's that fellow that was waiting for the bus? Did he go away? Did you see him?
Yes, I saw him.
So she did get mad at you, huh? Well, don't you think you were rushing things a little, Dean? Don't you think you should have waited a little longer before you put in a word for yourself with his widow?
His wife. No, Mr. Thorpe, I always knew that Alice would never marry me. I knew too much of the deep love and affection that existed between those two. And I knew that I would never have a chance with her. But in all honesty, I couldn't help confessing to her.
She said she knew how you felt.
Yes, she did.
Well, I don't see where this story's getting us, Dean. Besides, here's your tree, and I'm going to sit down and wait for a bus. Wonder where that other fellow went.
Francis loved music, although he couldn't play a note. Alice in the old days would sit at the piano nights when he found himself struggling with an idea that wouldn't come out. Francis always said that if he could listen to Alice playing long enough, the toughest situation would unravel itself. I think that was a fact. Many a night I've sat in the living room listening to her at the piano while Francis listened from his study. I remember one thing he used to love. Alice played it so often for him, people used to laugh and call it their theme song. And one night, not very long ago, I dropped in to see Alice. After a while, she sat down at the piano and played it. I hadn't heard it for so long.
I played that, isn't it, Dean?
It still sounds wonderful to me.
I felt so lonesome tonight.
It's an unpleasant night.
Like it was a year ago. Out there and...
You weren't going to think of that.
I can't help it, Dean.
Play something else.
No. I wonder if Francis is lonesome, too.